Imagine this, it's your wedding day. The dress is perfect, the flowers are blooming, and everyone you love is there to witness your forever. But then, just as you're about to say I do, a secret so twisted, so devastating, explodes in your face, tearing your world apart. What if the two people you trusted most were hiding a betrayal so dark it chills your blood? Stay with us as we unravel Emily's story, a roller coaster of love, deception, and a twist that'll haunt you long after it ends. Welcome to WhispersStory, where every tale whispers a truth you can't unhear. Subscribe now for more stories that grip your soul. Don't miss a whisper. Emily stood in her bedroom, the late afternoon sun streaming through the window, casting a golden glow on her wedding dress. The white lace shimmered as she ran her fingers over it, her heart swelling with anticipation. At 38, she'd waited for this moment. Mark, her fiancé of 3 years, was everything she'd dreamed of, funny, supportive, handsome. They'd met at a friend's barbecue, his easy smile drawing her in, and now, after 6 months of engagement, tomorrow was the day. Her younger sister, Sarah, 32, flitted into the room, her auburn hair bouncing as she carried a bouquet of peonies, Emily's favorite. Sarah was her maid of honor, her confidant despite their occasional sibling rivalry. As a single elementary school teacher, Sarah had always been the free spirit to Emily's planner. They'd grown up close, sharing secrets, though Emily sometimes envied Sarah's effortless charm. Emily fingered the locket Mark gave her last week, its cool metal engraved with forever. He'd said the hair inside was his late mother's, a sentimental gift. But now, watching him whisper to Sarah in the backyard, their heads too close, she wondered. Had he lingered too long handing Sarah that bouquet? And what was that? A note? Slipping from his hand to her pocket. A flicker of unease tightened Emily's chest. They're just joking about the wedding, she told herself, pushing the thought away. This was her happily ever after, she wouldn't let paranoia ruin it. But as she turned back to the mirror, that image lingered, Mark's grin, Sarah's giggle, like a splinter she couldn't quite pull out. What's the strangest gift you've ever received from someone you trusted? The week before the wedding blurred by in a haze of RSVPs and floral arrangements, but Emily couldn't shake a growing unease. Mark was different, distracted. He'd come home late from work, claiming client meetings, his phone buzzing more than usual. When she'd peek over his shoulder, he'd tilt the screen away, laughing it off. Just wedding stress, she reasoned. Sarah was off too. Usually chatty, she'd grown quiet, dodging Emily's calls about dress fittings. One night, Emily confided in her best friend, Lisa, a no-nonsense paralegal with a knack for reading people. "He's hiding something," Lisa said over coffee, her voice firm. "Talk to him." So Emily did. That evening, she found Mark in their kitchen, scrolling his phone. "Is everything okay?" she asked, her voice small. He flashed that charming smile. "You're overthinking, Em. It's just work." But later, when he left his phone on the counter, a text from Sarah lit up the screen. "Can't wait to see you." Her stomach dropped. Mark caught her staring, snatched the phone, and chuckled. "She's excited about your big day. Relax." Emily wanted to believe him. She had to. At 38, she'd faced whispers from family about settling down, felt the pressure to make this work. Doubting him felt like doubting herself. But as she lay awake that night, the pieces didn't fit. Then, while hanging his jacket, a photo fluttered out, a younger Mark, arm around a woman with sharp cheekbones like Sarah's. "An ex," he said, snatching it. That night, his phone rang. He bolted to the porch, voice low, "We can't let her know yet." Emily's heart raced. Wedding surprise or something worse? What's the weirdest excuse you've heard for suspicious behavior? The night before the wedding, Emily couldn't sleep. The house was silent, Mark already at his hotel per tradition. Restless, she slipped on a sweater and stepped into the cool night air, wandering toward the garden behind the venue. Lightning flashed as she caught them. Mark and Sarah, silhouetted under the fairy lights, lips locked, Sarah's hand on his chest. "Tomorrow, after the vows," Mark murmured, "we'll figure it out." Emily's gasp broke the spell. She stumbled forward, a twig snapping underfoot. They sprang apart, Mark's eyes wide, Sarah's hand flying to her mouth. Mark started, but she cut him off. "How long?" Her voice trembled, raw. Sarah's tears glistened as she whispered, "It just happened." Mark nodded, shamefaced. "A few months. We didn't mean to hurt you." A few months. While Emily picked out centerpieces and dreamed of vows, they'd been sneaking behind her back. Her fiancé. Her sister. The betrayal clawed at her, a physical ache. She turned and ran, rain pelting her face, Mark's fingers grazing her arm. "It's not what you think," he yelled, voice cracking, but she didn't stop. Ever overheard a secret that changed everything? Back in her hotel room, Emily paced, the wedding dress mocking her from its hanger. Canceling meant facing pitying stares, refunding deposits, admitting failure. Going through with it meant pretending. Impossible. She called Lisa, voice shaking as she spilled everything. "Walk away," Lisa urged. "You don't owe them anything." But Emily's mind churned. She thought of her mother's lectures about keeping family together, the aunts who'd cluck about her being too picky at her age. Then she remembered the vows she'd written, promises of trust now hollow. An idea sparked. She could go through with it, but on her terms. She'd expose them at the altar, reclaim her voice. It wasn't revenge, it was justice. While packing, she found a burner phone in Mark's bag, text to Sarah, "She suspects. Stick to the plan." Lisa's voice echoed, "He's got a past, restraining orders, coercion." Then Mom rang, "Don't you dare embarrass us." Emily's plan sharpened, expose them, storm be damned. Ever felt family pressure to ignore red flags? The venue buzzed with guests as Emily walked down the aisle, her smile a mask. Mark stood at the altar, handsome in his tux, Sarah beside him in her maid-of-honor dress. Emily's heart pounded, but she held her head high. The officiant beamed, guiding them to their vows. Mark went first, his words smooth, practiced. Then it was her turn. She took the microphone, her voice steady. "I wrote vows about love and trust. But I can't say them. Not when my groom and my sister have been having an affair." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Mark paled, Sarah sobbed. Then came the twist. Sarah stepped forward, voice breaking through tears. "It wasn't just an affair. Mark threatened to ruin me if I didn't go along. He's not who you think." Emily froze. Mark's charm dissolved into panic as he stammered denials. Sarah thrust forward a crumpled note, "Cross me, lose everything, Mark." "He blackmailed me," she sobbed. Chaos erupted. Chairs clattered as Mark broke free from Uncle Dan's grip, sprinting into the storm. Guests whispered, phones emerged. Emily dropped the mic and walked out, leaving chaos in her wake. Ever witnessed a public meltdown that exposed the truth? Emily checked into a seaside hotel, the ocean's roar drowning out her thoughts. She'd lost her fiancé, her sister, her dream day. In therapy, she unpacked it all, the gaslighting, the pressure to be the good girl who forgives. She saw how society expected women like her to smile through pain, how privilege shielded Mark's lies until it didn't. In Naples, Maria told Emily of a lover who stole her fortune. Then, at midnight, the phone rang. Mark's voice hissed, "You'll regret this." She slammed it down, heart pounding, but the cliffs called her back to peace. A letter from Sarah arrived weeks later. "He manipulated me, threatened my job. I'm so sorry." Emily crumpled it, not ready to absolve her. She booked a solo trip to Italy, hiked cliffs, and journaled under the stars. Slowly, she felt lighter, stronger. What's the scariest late-night call you've gotten? A year later, Emily thrived. A promotion at work, new friends, a kind man named James who respected her boundaries. One day at a coffee shop, she spotted Mark, disheveled, eyes darting. "They're after me," he muttered. Later, Sarah confessed, "He bugged us." Emily found it, a recorder in her old apartment, her own pleas replaying, chilling her anew. Sarah appeared weeks later, eyes red. "I've been in therapy too. I'll spend my life making it right." Emily hesitated, then agreed to coffee. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but a start. Standing on her balcony that night, Emily smiled at the stars. She'd lost a wedding but gained herself. Betrayal can shatter us, but Emily's story proves we can rise from the ashes, stronger, fiercer, whole. She turned a nightmare into a triumph, and so can you. If her journey hit home, you're not alone. Subscribe to Whispers Story. Hit that button, join our community, and let's keep unearthing truths that whisper through the chaos. Until next time.